had gone to a traditional college, which was Penn State. I remember wanting to get into graphic design, but they only accepted 9 people a year. And you had to have a portfolio to do that. And I didn't have any of those things. All through high school, I was drawing. I was constantly like being creative and doing stuff. But when I had gone to Penn State, like I think I kind of abandoned a lot of that stuff. But I still had the hunger, to just be creative and do something. I think at like 26 years old, I just packed up everything and came to Florida. And I don't know, started a new life, I suppose. When I started my class sessions, like I hadn't touched a computer in God, I don't know how long, The one thing I really liked about going to school here is that it wasn't about handing in the best looking thing. It was about like your work ethic. And if you like met your deadlines and you were like really into like the work itself, you were rewarded for that. Every free night I had, I would come home and practice my craft. And I would start actually by finding things that I didn't understand. So like I would see these amazing visual designs and I'd be like, how does someone do that? And so I would take it and try to recreate it. So I did that a lot. All of a sudden, like my muscle memory was like starting to make stuff. And I think the first time in my life, I was like, I can't believe I made that. I've had several people in my career that I think have helped me become who I am today. I've been working at USA Today and now at Capital One with, his name is Eamon Burke, and he has been one of the best managers that I've ever had. I look up to him so much because I don't know how he handles it all. He is a father of 2 kids. He's a husband. He is a senior manager. He is a professor. I have a cat, and that's exhausting. I don't know how he does all of this and remains so calm and collected and being like, things will work out. I want to be like that.
Some of the biggest things that stood out about Margaret at an early stage in her career, especially at USA Today, were more so around just the creativity level she could bring to her work. But in addition to that, the passion level she brought to her work. And I've seen that level of passion evolve over time. Initially when we first met Margaret, it was very much visual design oriented. Her illustration skills, her UI skills, her ability to kind of bring in branding elements to the design work at USA Today. Through the time that we worked together at Capital One, where it evolved to being more centric around the user experience and the user's needs. Her ability to kind of have a really strong amount of empathy for our users and the customers of Capital One and what they go through on a day-to-day basis, Margaret could definitely relate to that.
I started working on this product called CreditWise, and this was huge for Capital One. And they were like, we're gonna make a free tool for everyone and anyone can download it. And it doesn't matter if you're a customer or not. I think I remember my first day and you do competitive research. And I had the moment of, I was like, I'm scared to check my credit score. And that spoke volumes to me. I downloaded another app, just to check my credit score. And I remember like feeling, oh my gosh. And then it was like, well, what are other people feeling?
At Capital One, we all had to conduct our own user lab studies. And Margaret was in the room with the user. We were all behind a sort of 2-way mirror watching the interaction. And we were learning about like how customers view their credit scores or whatever it may be. And Margaret just had this really strong way to kind of connect with people in those interviews. Really having like a deep interrelated conversation with someone she's never met before in her life. And it got the user so comfortable that we could learn a ton about their personal opinions. So Margaret had a really strong ability to kind of relate to people in that sense.
I have a personal mission to help people through tech. And how do I translate that? How do I make people feel like they're in control? I don't necessarily know where I'll be in 10 years, but I feel like that place that I'm going to be is probably a pretty special one.